YouTube found a community, Roger Daltrey fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens. We are here today to talk about Roger Daltrey's album, Ride a Rock Horse, released through Track Records in the UK and MCA in America. This is a really cool album. At this point in Roger's life, he was a movie star. When this thing came out, Tommy had just come out in March as a movie, and the soundtrack was huge. He was really in demand. He was working on this thing as Tommy came out. And when this album came out, it did pretty well. It charted, I think, at number 28 for itself, which really isn't that bad. But he was really in demand. All of a sudden, he was like a big, famous movie star. And his solo album had sold really, really well. His first one, a couple years earlier, before this one, did really well for itself in England. But, the Who camp was kind of worried he'd run away and do his own solo thing, which he had zero interest in. He always knew it was like a fun project to just do something when he had the spare time. And same with acting. He knew that, any day now, this whole Who thing could just collapse. They were always on the brink of collapse. Every time they played a show, someone was going to say something into the microphone. Whenever they talked to the press, one of them, mostly Pete, was going to open his mouth and say something about the band. So he knew that was all right, maybe I'll keep acting in my back pocket. I like it. It's a pretty cushy gig. I'm not on the road, touring all over the place all the time. I can hang out. I can just make movies. This might be kind of cool to have in my back pocket, just in case this Who thing stops. And, it did. And Roger had a really big acting career for a long time. I really enjoy this album. I don't know if it's my favorite of his, but a couple of songs on here are some of my favorite solo songs. He was doing this album while he was working on the movie Listomania, also with Ken Russell, who did the Tommy movie. And you get to play Franz Liszt, but that movie kind of bombed. But it's also fascinating that the second he finished this thing, he went right to work with the Who for the Who by Numbers, and started working on that project and picking out some of the songs that Pete had written. And Pete was really surprised that Roger picked some of the songs he did, like Imagine a Man or However Much I Booze. Apparently there is a version of Roger singing that, which I can't remember if I've heard that or not. Anyways, this is a really cool album. He was working with Russ Ballard a lot during these days. And the first song, Come and Get Your Love, is really cool. Piano and sax-led song, wonderful background vocals by a group called Kokomo. Roger really lets it rip. He's got this really cool, sly, smooth kind of groove. It's a good rocker of a song, and this album showcases Roger's voice really well. He definitely has moments where he just really pushes his vocal boundaries, and it's really cool. The next song, Heart's Right, love this one. This is one of my favorites on the album. This should have been a single. There was a video for it, but there should have been a single for it. Really cool, chunky, head bobbing chorus, piano that sometimes hits these eerie chords before exploding into that super catchy chorus. Again, why this wasn't a single blows my mind. Wonderful bridge harmonies on this one, slippery kind of funk organ, cool fake out ending where it kind of fades for a little bit, gets kind of quiet, then jumps back in. I love that. Oceans Away is a cover. Really nice piano ballad on this one, and Roger sounds emotive and vulnerable. And one of the cool things I like about Roger's singing, especially by this point, is he knew that he could do a great job with delicate vocals and not just scream his ass off the entire time. He could be really powerful just with almost a whisper at times. And this song is a great showcase for that delicate delivery that he could really do. Proud. This song is cool. Punchy bongo and guitar riff going together. I like that a lot. Roger yells that chorus from the top of the mountains. Really cool build up in the choruses. And then side one ends with World Over. The poppiest track so far, but it's a nice song. And hand claps aplenty on this one, but lyrically it's a nice song about coming together and getting, give peace a chance kind of stuff, which is nice to hear. Side 2 starts off with Near to Surrender, and I can almost see Elton John doing this one, vocally and chord-wise. It sounds like something Elton would have done at that time completely, but really nice, reassuring lyrics, cheery, nostalgic, positive kind of feel. I dig it. And then you get Feeling, which is a really, really cool song. Roger sings along with that guitar line so well. Such a cool mix for a slower song that really picks up eventually. It's just a rockin' song. The way Roger screams, Feeling! I can't do it, but it's really, really fun. Walking the Dog is a cover of an old 60s song. Definitely a bluesy kind of feel in this one. The reverb on Roger's voice is cool. Excellent cowbells. There's a sax solo. It's a percussive song for sure. If you're a fan of drums and percussion, this is the song for you. Goes on for quite a while, just kind of jamming at the end. Milk Train is an interesting song. It starts off kind of sounding like a pub song, and then becomes this slow chugging soft rock kind of track. It's not too bad. And then I Was Born to Sing Your Song. Piano and bass on this one are really nice. That strummed acoustic guitar, again a gentle vocal from Roger. And then he adds his own build-ups here and there. It's a really cool groover of a song, just a nice message to it, and a great way to end the record. But here's the back cover. It just repeats the front, just the other way around. But you get the tracks on the side there. And you actually do get an inner piece of paper here. It just gives you the credits, who wrote what, who played on what. Absolutely zero involvement from other Who people on this one. And that classic MCA rainbow label. So there you go. Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse. Look at that cover. Man, such a cool cover. I dig this album. It's not my favorite from him, but there's some really, really great tracks on it. It's a solid album for sure. Nothing is a dud on this thing. He did a great job with it. The band is solid and tight. He really gelled with them well. And the songs they picked for this album definitely worked for his voice extremely well. So I recommend it. I'd probably give it a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Again, not my favorite thing that he's done, but I mean, if you just want to play the song Heart's Right or Feeling, or Near to Surrender, those would be ones that at least check out. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, but you might be able to find it on, like, maybe it's on Apple Music, I don't have that, or the CD, or the record's probably super cheap. These guys are usually around $5 or cheaper, so definitely recommend it if you're a Who fan, but that's it. My name is Giggens. This has been Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse. Very fun to talk about this thing. Fun to be talking about Who-related stuff again. A lot more to come on that. So thanks so much for watching. My name is Giggens. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.